I'm the luckiest man alive. That's right, baby. You're the sexiest plate on this planet. I can't believe I have the chance to be with you tonight. Cheers. Let's make all our dreams come true. No need to hate. I'm going to show you how to make your own sexy plate. Today in the kitchen, we're going to make beef stroganoff. So let's get started. No need to be lonely. So for our recipe today, we shall be using prime rib. And I prefer to use the prime rib because it's far more tender. It doesn't take so long to cook. A lot of people like to use round and chuck, but I don't like chewy meats, so this is the way I like to go. So today we're going to use about 1.5 pounds of prime rib, and we have 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 cloves of finely chopped garlic, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, and this is about 1/4 cup of flour. We also have 2 cups of beef stock, about 8 ounces of sour cream, 1 very large onion sliced, and then about 10 ounces of mushrooms sliced. And we will add salt to taste. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to brown our meat, and it has a light seasoning of seasoned salt and garlic powder on both sides. You want your pan really hot, just to the smoking point, because we're going to sear it really hard on either side. We do not want it to cook all the way through. We want it to finish the rest of its cooking process once it goes in the pan with the sauce. So nice and hot, straight in. I got a couple of tablespoons of olive oil in the pan. Olive oil has a really high burn point, so that's one of the better oils to use. And as I said before, we're using the prime rib because it's far more tender and it requires less cooking process. I have done this before with short ribs and the flavor is fantastic, but it has a significantly longer cooking process. This one is much shorter and it's just as tender and just as tasty. So you want to brown for about 3 minutes either side, or even less, because you don't want it to be cooked all the way through. Okay, it's time to turn over. Beautiful. Look at that caramelization. That's exactly how you want it. Nice and brown. Only took about 2.5 minutes on that side. Another 2 minutes on this side, and then we're going to take it out, let it rest, and then we'll carry on with our other cooking process. Okay, we should be done or close to done. Turn it over. Perfect. Alright, now it's time to come out. We're going to let it rest. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and add our onions. And our garlic. Our butter. And we're going to let those saute for a few minutes. Okay, our onions are looking great. Now we're going to go ahead and deglaze our pan with some white wine. This is about 1/2 cup or so. Go ahead and use the wine that you wouldn't mind drinking. A lot of people like to use cheap wine because they think it's not going to be an issue because it's going to cook out the alcohol and whatnot. But the flavors still do stick around, so use something that you don't mind drinking. And we're going to go ahead and now add our mushrooms. Mushrooms are going to love that white wine and butter, that's for sure. There we go. Get everybody soaked and happy. We're going to go ahead and let this cook down for a little bit. A couple of minutes. Just so everybody can absorb the fluids. Now mushrooms are bathed nicely and everything's cooked down. We're going to go ahead and add our flour. Let's do a little bit more. And basically we're going to make a little bit of a roux here to add our beef stock. Everything's all nice. So you guys must be wondering, why is he doing beef stroganoff? Well, I'm going to tell you right after I've had this beef stock. As you guys know, my mother was born in Jamaica, but my great-grandfather actually immigrated from Russia to Jamaica as a doctor, and he married his office nurse, and then came along my granddad. So I am a good chunk Russian. So over the years I've experimented and whatnot, and beef stroganoff is one of my favorites. I do cook other Russian dishes too. And I'm going to show you some other dishes throughout the next episodes coming. It's not all about just Jamaican food. Jamaica is made up by many different people from all over the world. I even have Chinese in my family. So throughout the episodes to come in the future, we're going to cook all kinds of different foods. But today, it's beef stroganoff. So let's go, and I'm going to cut the meat up and show you how I cut it for it to go into the dish. So here's our seared meat, and basically we're just going to cut very thin strips off of this, and as you can see it's still quite raw on the inside, which is perfect because we don't, here we go, right here, we don't want to overcook the meat because it will start getting rubbery. And if you have leftovers of this, just be mindful when you're warming it through, so you don't recook the meat again. You don't want to do that because it will make it rubbery. But usually I never have leftovers when I cook this. Alright. See the sizes? Pretty small. Okay. I'm going to cut the rest of this and we're going to join it with the sauce and the sour cream. Now to our pot, we're going to go ahead and add our meat. Get all those juices in there too. And now I'm going to add my sour cream and salt and pepper. There's my sour cream. And sometimes I use creme fraiche for this too, but I didn't have a chance to make any this week, so today I'm going to use the more authentic sour cream, but I do like the creme fraiche too. Okay. And now I'm going to add some black pepper. Oh, look how creamy that is, and beautiful. All those flavors, the butter and the white wine and the sour cream, and you can see why it's my favorite. Okay, and then let this just cook for a little bit and get the sour cream up to temperature. And also I'm going to taste for salt shortly, and we'll go from there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and taste for salt. Perfect. Needed no extra salt. Oh, it's so good. Oh yeah. I'm going to be a happy man today. Let's go ahead and plate. Right here. That's it. That's why no one needs to be lonely. Ever. With a plate like this. Thanks for joining me today in our Beef Stroganoff extravaganza. If you like this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe and knock on that notification so you know what I load up next. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for spending it with me. God bless. That's how man for feed man belly.